10cc, the original soundtrack. This is a classic LP from the 70s, yet I found it in the front room vinyl sale priced at £3. But because I bought a few LPs that day, it was dropped down to 2. Vinyl collecting throws up a number of anomalies. 10cc were a very successful band, and this has their greatest hit. Yet most of their catalogue on vinyl costs a fraction of what you would pay for Led Zeppelin in the same condition. I am not a vinyl collector, and I don't have a great hi-fi setup. I buy LPs that I want to listen to like I did back in the olden days, playing a whole side at a time and looking at the cover. 10cc were a 60s pop star and a successful songwriter who wanted to be Lennon and McCartney, teaming up with a couple of musical geeks who wanted to be Cole Porter and Irving Berlin. Together they produced something that I think is a bit like Zappa meets Queen. They used humour, pastiche and irony, often to produce original compositions that stood up in their own right, like Rubber Bullets, which was a sort of takeoff of Jailhouse Rock, but was also a great #1 hit single. The main event on this album is the opening track, One Night in Paris. It is a mini rock opera that conjures up the seedier side of Paris. One night in Paris is like a year in any other place. One night in Paris could wipe the smile from your pretty face. One night in Paris may be your last. However, the drama is offset with Franglais accents and all kinds of clichés. It is a bit like Master of the House in Les Miserables meets Gershwin's An American in Paris. Of course, the big song on the album was I'm Not in Love, which became a big hit. It is probably their most famous song. At the time, people took it very seriously. It was groundbreaking in its use of studio technology. However, on the album, before it was a hit, I just thought it was them playing around coming up with another funny song. There's the bit about the picture on the wall hiding a nasty stain. I thought it was quite funny the way the narrator was in such denial. And the Four Seasons reference of Big Boys Don't Cry, I thought that was funny as well. There is also a Rubber Bullets type rock and roll workout on the song Second Sitting for the Last Supper, and a schmaltzy Freddie Mercury Love of My Life Queen type song called Brand New Day. 10cc were involved in developing a device called the Gizmo, which is used instead of a pick to vibrate the guitar strings. The Gizmo is used on this album. It was like a forerunner of the EBow. Another feature on this album is Eric Stewart's slide guitar, which manages to be neither country or bluesy. The album also has another of their chart hits, Life is a Minestrone. This is a typical 10cc track that takes surprising musical twists and turns and has a lyric that is made up of jokes and plays on words, like the flush of success relieves a constipated mind. The final song on the album is called Film of My Love. Picture an open-top sports car driving around the French Riviera, with Tony Curtis at the wheel in cravat, blazer and naval cap. By his side is Audrey Hepburn with a chiffon scarf blowing in the wind. The end credits appear and we hear a song sung by Matt Monro, with music by John Barry and lyrics by Don Black. And that's how this song sounds. Film of My Love, the final track on the original soundtrack by 10cc.